What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage. And yeah, California, they are doubling down, man. They're doubling down on a very key emissions program that Trump has called radical, and the federal government is currently investigating them for. We're going to talk about that and more right after this. So welcome on back to TK's Garage. I'm going to put this up here on the screen for you, and you see the genius himself there, Gavin Newsom. And he was discussing a revised 2024-2025 state budget during a news conference in May of 2024. And part of that had to deal with cap and trade. Well, they've decided as of April 16th to go all in. So Governor Gavin Newsom and state legislators are seeking to extend California's cap and trade program. That is a landmark policy for reducing planet warming pollution. You know where we're going here, right? That has found itself in President Trump's sights. Now, part of this has to do with the California Air Resource Board and getting it the F up out of here. So what cap and trade does, and it's why we've seen refineries close. Let me give you a quick synopsis here, just very, very, very quick. 3 states in the United States right now, you can get gas under $2 a gallon. Like one state has it at $1.89. I think that's the lowest. But the other 2 are at $1.98. I was in California just a day ago, and the cheapest gas I could find was like $4.89. Now, granted, I was in Orange County, but $4.89. That is a $3 difference over the cheapest state. And that directly goes to the policies and the BS that California does. But I digress. So cap and trade sets limits on emissions from high polluters such as power plants, oil refineries, and large factories. Why do we see refineries closing? They can't even write off the losses anymore. So if you had a big company and they were operating in California and they knew they were going to lose money no matter what, we would call that a loss leader if you're a big oil company or a refinery company, right? But if your other refineries in, say, Beaumont, Texas, different places in Louisiana and whatnot are making you a ton of money, you need the losses to be able to write off the wins on your taxes. So a lot of places could operate in California even if they weren't making money. Does it make sense a little bit? So they put these cap and trade limits on for power plants, oil refineries, and large factories. Those that exceed the limits must buy an allowance, aka you have to do like this carbon credit BS just in the state of California, or an offset, which is a greenhouse gas reducing project. Under the program administered by, you guessed it, the California Air Resource Board, the total emissions cap declines each year, along with the number of allowances is currently set to expire in 2030. Newsom's State Senate President Pro Tem Mike McGuire and Assembly Speaker Robert Rivas said Tuesday that they would work to extend cap and trade this legislative year. They said, quote, it generated significant results over the last decade. 14 billion with a B dollars has been invested reducing energy bills for Californians. Really? We've reduced energy bills. So as somebody who doesn't live in California and just somebody who visits occasionally and can tell you what electricity costs there, because I have electric cars too. Granted, mine don't cost me anything, but my buddy, Dizzle, we just came, and we couldn't believe at some places to charge a Tesla, it was like 56 cents per kilowatt hour. Now, to put that in perspective, charging the same car in, say, Virginia or Boston, like Arlington, Virginia, or Boston, Massachusetts, New York City, would be about 15 to 18 cents. Why is California 4 times more money It makes no sense when it comes to charging an EV, and that's the way you want to go. You don't have the electric infrastructure for it, but this is the way you want to go, right? Why is gasoline $3 a gallon more than 3 of the cheapest states in the country? It goes to taxes, mismanagement of money, and unnecessary regulation. And the EPA has already said, they've already pushed this through. California is not going to be able to push and regulate what power plants are doing, what refineries are doing, because they're gonna push this issue. California is going to lose under federal supremacy. And this latest attempt, because it was funny. Remember Newsom had said, well, maybe the California Air Resource Board went a little too far on emissions in electric vehicles. He was doing that wishy-washy crap and talking about, and then he also said, yeah, men shouldn't be in women's sports. Remember when he started doing that? To see, like, would this work? And then he was getting, like, destroyed by the party. Well, he's back in line now. You won't get an answer out of him on either one of those. If you ask him about what he said about CARB, he has, I don't, my positions evolve consistently. I bet they do. They go by whatever the DNC is telling you to do. And I got to be honest, I don't know. I don't think he's going to be the nominee in 28. I think it's probably going to be AOC. And I know that you guys are like, no way. But yeah, I do. I believe it's going to be AOC. Or it's going to be Newsom and AOC. Something along those lines. But I just don't see this as a winning issue for Newsom. Your California Air Resource Board is basically bankrupt. They have no money. They went from a $26 billion budget to issue out grants, which they did crony crap, cousins with nonprofits and all kinds of other stuff, which I can't wait for that to just be, I can't wait for state assembly people and other people in California to go after them for this. Now that there's whistleblowers coming out. Oh, which, by the way, we talked about that. I had a conversation with one in California over the weekend. Well, there's more than one now. So there's other people that are coming out. The house of cards is going to come down in California. There's no win. There's no possibility for Newsom to be able to turn that around. The only thing he could do, which may give him some saving face if he wants to look like a renegade, is to shut this crap down and be like, yeah, this is just not working. It's costing Californians too much money. $14 billion and you reduced energy costs? Are you stupid? They gotta be retarded in California. You spent $14 billion of taxpayer money, fines, all this other regulation crap, and you reduced energy costs for people in California. If people in California never go to anywhere else in the country, then they might believe that. But I was just there. I saw how much it costs to charge an electric car. I saw how much it costs to fill up a car with gasoline. And guess what? When it costs more money for energy for you to move around, guess what else costs more money? Everything else. So Newsom can miss me with that. Miss me with it. Because it's a joke. Anyways, I thought this was interesting. Wanted to bring it to your attention. It is, automotive related in terms of, the cap and trade program is also going to be part of the thing that has the EV mandate in it with emissions. And the federal government needs to get off its ass and get done. They need to pass this big, beautiful bill, which has the Transportation Freedom Act, Stop CARB Act, other stuff tied in with it. So we can just shut this stuff down and go about our lives and start, for the people in California, at least let them be able to breathe and be able to afford to eat and live, because this right now is absolutely insane. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. News channel's going off like crazy. We've been going nuts over there doing all kinds of content. Go check it out if you're into that sort of thing. I delve a little bit more into politics stuff that I don't do here. And that's the news with TK. I'll tag it in the description. But anyways, until next time, thank you very much for watching. I truly appreciate it. And as always, stay petty, my friends.